Hey everyone, Rico Rocks 2001 here. I wanted to showcase my PS Vita. And I got this at a retro store. Well, actually, it's not a retro store. They also have card games, board games, and other stuff. It's a place called Backlight Games. If you live near that area, it's worth checking out. They fix, that's the place where I got my GameCube fixed, my Game Boy Advance fixed. That's where I got this unit from, that same place. Let me just say, I'm really satisfied with this PS Vita. Most of the games I was able to get from my collection, I re-downloaded here. Well, most of them. I'll show which ones in just a moment. But before we get to that, let me show you around the system. This is a 1000 model PS Vita. You've got your volume, shoulder buttons, useless expansion port, the card slot for the card games. The PSP used UMDs. The PS Vita used this proprietary card reader, but most people use it for homebrew, which is what I'm going to be doing later down the road. I'll get to that in a moment. This is the power button. I much prefer the power slider from the PSP. I don't know why they changed it to just a normal power button holding on to power on. I much prefer a slider from the PSP. Minor gripe. The buttons. Nice click feelings, unlike the PSP, they were mush. The PSP Go also had clicky buttons. Joysticks, I much prefer the joysticks from this compared to the analog nub from the PSP. So, also you only had one on the PSP. This you got two, so that's a step in the right direction. Also, the screen in the front is a touch screen as well. And the back has a touch panel as well. You also got two cameras, so unlike the PSP where you had to plug in a camera and the USB connection, this has it built in. That's pretty nice. Your speakers are right here and here. You got select and start, the home button. If you're looking for the features like the mute and the brightness, those settings, well, you're going to have to go to the system settings for those here. But other than that, this is the proprietary connector. The 2000 model, they went to a micro USB. It's too bad they never made a PS Vita 3000. That would have been sick if they made a 3000 with a USB-C, if you think about it. Well, it's a shame they didn't. And the most annoying thing about this, if you thought the M2 on the PSP Go was bad, this is worse. This uses a proprietary game card. I have a 16 gigabyte memory stick. It's a proprietary memory stick. You can't use M2, you can't use micro SD, which is pretty stupid in my book. But other than that, you could get a bigger memory on here, but I went for 16 gigs because I wasn't going to download much on the PSN anyway. But if I wanted to get more games and stuff, that's where I'm going to hack this and use homebrew on it. When I get the chance, that is. This is your home button. Like the 3000 and the Go and I think the E1000 as well. The home symbol is a PlayStation symbol, while on the 1000 and 2000 it says home literally. Let's go ahead and fire up this unit. You get the PlayStation logo. Has an OLED screen. Oh, in case you're wondering which 1000 variation, this is the 3G Wi-Fi. There's no SIM card in here. I don't know if I'm going to put 3G in here. I'm just going to use it for Wi-Fi. It's just not a big deal to me. You got Welcome Park, PS Store, Browser, Trophies, Friends, Messages, Party. Link it up to a PS4. I don't have a PS4. I'm never going to get a PS4. There's also a PS3 Remote Play. I use that to play most of my games on my PS1 on here. You got music, photos, content manager, near, email, settings. Here are my games I downloaded. I've got all 3 Gex games. I actually own 1 and 2 physically. The third one I don't own physically, but I have it downloaded on PSN. I got both Sonic Rivals games. I owned the first one physically, but never the second one, so I downloaded that. Mima na IR Chronicle, a game that needs a major revival. It's one of my favorite RPGs. Best of the board games is a demo. Hot Shot Golf, I'll get to that in a moment. Sonic All-Star Racing Transformed, Demo, Family Games, Best of the Arcades, Netflix, Dissidia, another PSP game I had. This was actually my first ever PSP game when I ever got a PSP. Crunchyroll, Crazy Market. Anyway, let me go ahead and turn this and put it in sleep mode for a moment. Before I get to the whole stuff and such, I actually tried putting a homebrew on here. Unfortunately, it took off all my games I had downloaded on there, and when I tried to re-download it with the jailbreak settings on it, it made the stuff disappear on the menu, and I lost the games there. And I wasn't able to re-download on PSN, on the PlayStation Store. So I got a little concerned. So I decided to take it back to being a normal PS Vita because I had those games on there and I don't want to lose them. If I did jailbreak my PS Vita, I would want to put a PSP game that was never released on the PlayStation Network. I wish it was. It's called Pena Fantasy Golf, and I have a picture of it on my laptop. As you can see, let me tilt this. I have a picture of that. That's the game I really wish I could play on my Vita because it's one of my all-time favorite PSP games. But, well, you win some and you lose some. But other than that, oh, and by the way, that's the headphone jack. But what's nice about the Vita, like the PSP Go, this can use Bluetooth earbuds. You don't actually have to use wired headphones on this. I like the fact that you can use Bluetooth earbuds on here. I synced them up to this before, and it works great. Also, this is the charger for it. When I bought the charger, or when I bought the system, it just came with the USB cable. It was frayed, so I actually had to buy this generic PS Vita AC adapter. It works pretty good. It's a third-party one, although most people would probably say get the official one. So, if I find the official one for a decent price. This end goes into the wall. Like the PSP Go, you've got this cable, and this part plugs into your PS Vita. You can't plug it in upside down. Maybe on the first-party one you could, but on the third-party one you can't. So that's a pro for the third-party Vita charger. And if you want to see what it looks like when it's charging, the PlayStation logo turns red. Let me go ahead and show you what it looks like. If I could plug it in. I don't know if you can see the red light, but yeah, now it's charging. So, once it finishes charging, the light goes off. That's pretty cool. The LED's right there. So, as for what I think of the PS Vita, is it better than the PSP? Some regards, yes. Other regards, it's basically Battleship. But to be fair, if I could hack my Vita to play all the PSP games I had in my collection, I would do it. Maybe put some emulators on there, like some NES, Super Nintendo, N64, Genesis, Dreamcast, stuff like that. And of course Atari. So it's basically a Battleship. I did hear the Dreamcast ones did have problems, but who knows, maybe there'll be an update and that will work. I mean, that would be sick if I played Sonic Shuffle or the 2 Sonic Adventure games on here. If it would be able to handle those games, that is. But other than that, so that's my PS Vita. And this is the SD to Vita Pro adapter I have. I've got a 64 gigabyte micro SD card. It goes into this top right here. And if you actually had a game, it would go in there, but I'm using this for the homebrew. I'm just going to download all my games off of the PS Store or online. I don't know how to keep the games on the menu without losing them if you try to jailbreak it. I've had trouble, so let me know in the comments on what to do. Anyway, this is Rick Rockstar, the one saying thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments what your favorite model of the PSP or PS Vita is. I haven't tried a 2000 model PS Vita, and if I find one for a good price with a warranty, well, I might upgrade to that and sell this. I don't know. Haven't decided, but we'll see what happens. Take care.